All right. So, how do you guys make sense of the current state of how the perception of what you do versus what, let's say, you used to do? Like, how do you even process something like that?
Well, first of all, first answer to your question, how do we make sense of it? We don't.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
No, but it's really crazy. I mean, it's surreal. The difference between what it is today versus, rewind 10, 20 years, unrecognizable, right?
Yeah. It's
a completely different ballgame.
I mean, go back like 30, 40 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Just go back.
Yeah. Isn't
Totally
it crazy
different.
though? Like, isn't it crazy how you can look and see how things change? Like the difference, like where we were versus where we are is completely fucking upside down.
Hay points will soon be able to be converted into pure lithium.
Now, the graduating class would like to sing a song called Lean on Me. You may be wondering why the graduating class picked Lean on Me as the song they wanted to sing. Or you may be wondering why the graduating class wants to sing at all.
Tim Heidecker likes to poke fun, and despite what a lot of defensive comedy fans may think, that's a good thing. He also happens to be very, very good at it.
Thank God for Greg Turkington's Big Surprise. Thank God for everything there is. Thank God for Greg Turkington for coming on the show. I don't know who I'd be if it weren't for me in 10 years. Go ahead, show your stupid surprise.
Well, it's not a stupid surprise. It's actually something I've been working on for a couple weeks with a team of 20 people.
Tim has an extensive history in comedy, and I'm not really interested into diving into all of it, as I'm sure most of you already are familiar with Tim and Eric and their fantastic body of work. If not, go watch all of it, I guess. I really just want to talk about Tim's satirical parodies of various internet personalities and comedy in general.
And what is your audience like?
My audience is fucking, a bunch of assholes and dimwits who, think they're getting something that they liked 10 years ago. Speaking of that, I got to do a couple of dates here, a couple of plugs. Can I see the plugs there?
Almost 20 years ago, Tim Heidecker started to develop a persona of sorts when performing stand-up comedy. This satirical look at a hack stand-up comedian is a personal favorite of mine. It really shines a light into the darker, nastier, and unfunnier side of a stand-up comedian.
How many people have been watching the Democratic National Committee convention? It's interesting. My eyes have been glued to it, actually. Couple points that I took off of watching the convention the past couple days. Hillary Clinton was on the convention, and she was interestingly said. She said that she was a candidate against Barack Obama, and then she is now supporting him, and it's like flip-flop.
I feel like we have all seen that one hack comedian at an open mic night or cruise ship that seems to think he's much funnier than he is with a bad attitude. Early sketches with Brett Gelman really developed this character even more, and I love them. Eventually, this character, wearing the same exact green shirt, and leather jacket for over 15 years, would release his own stand-up special on YouTube, where you can see Tim Heidecker has mastered the satire.
All right. So listen, in my business, you do a lot of flying, right? Always flying from here to there, and I always end up sort of in the last position when flying. You know, you get to the airport, and they say, you show them your ID, they say, it's too bad, sir, you're in zone 5. I said, well, at least I'm not in the twilight zone. I tell a joke, you? Thank you very much.
Years later, Tim Heidecker would create my favorite movie review show of all time, On Cinema at the Cinema. This satirical parody of two talentless podcasters talking about movies is still running today, and it's honestly a work of art and should be seen by all comedy fans. The YouTuber Admiral Gorg creates excellent breakdowns of this series, so go watch those if you want to learn more about On Cinema's entire lore, as it's quite extensive and detailed. As his On Cinema character, Tim would go on to parody several celebrities and their shows, such as Bill Maher and his New Rules segment on Real Time.
But these movies, I mean, boy, I'd rather have the coronavirus vaccine injected into my eyes than to see one of these movies. But even if I wasn't busy, would I really want to take 2 hours to sit down and watch No Man's Land? Hey, that's what they called the movie theater that screened the movie. Promising Young Woman? Unless it's a documentary about Major Taylor Greene, I'm not interested.
More recently, though, Tim has been satirizing a lot of elements from Patrick Bet-David's podcast and Valuetainment. From everything to the set that is used.
Be with you on this final night. We got Kylie Amato over here. Let's hear it for Kylie. We got Joey P in the house. Joey Patron.
From the segments they do.
You don't even reckon, you don't wave, hey, Carl. You don't do nothing like that. You don't even send a drink. You don't do nothing.
Right there.
Yes.
You said stuff's going on at the ranch. What can you tell us about what is happening at the high ranch?
Well, I really don't wish to get into that right now.
To the characters introduced, down to the website Tim used to promote AmatoCon, which itself was a parody of The Vault. Tim's dedication to parody has only intensified in the last year or two. Outside of On Cinema, Tim did 2 whole episodes of his podcast Office Hours, mocking Bill Maher yet again, and his podcast Club Random. These episodes are amazing, as the guests, like Fred Armisen, play along perfectly with Tim's satirical portrayal of Bill Maher's borderline psychotic disposition on his show.
And that was before Portlandia?
Yes.
You want
I'm good,
anything?
thank you. Yeah.
You don't drink?
Yeah.
Now,
I never liked it.
You never liked it?
No.
Never got, like, I mean, is it sort of like you won't drink?
I just don't want to.
But if somebody said, this is the greatest wine, it's the finest wine or the best vodka ever made, you're in Russia, and the Putin comes, or whoever, I'm just kidding, of course, but I don't know what circumstance you'd be in where you have Putin coming to you asking you for to try the best vodka. But would you would say, no, I don't drink this. I'm Saint Fred, and I don't touch the stuff.
To your point, if anyone was like, this is an incredible glass of
So
wine.
you do. You would.
Yes.
So I think it's, for me, I drink because why the fuck not? You know? I mean, first of all, it's good shit. And I don't put shit in my body that is coming from Monsanto, genetically engineered shit.
But some people can't drink. Some people...
Well, I think I disagree with that. I disagree with that.
He also did a satirical episode of Office Hours making fun of Joe Rogan's podcast. The episode is 12 hours long, but really is just an hour of content looped over and over again to represent the never-ending feeling of a JRE episode. You can watch the hour-long version just to get the gist. I think the best thing about these satires and parodies, though, are that Tim doesn't outright explain what they are. there's probably a decent-sized portion of the on-cinema audience that has no idea of all of these Pat Bet David parodies. But he doesn't bother explaining them because he thinks that his audience is pretty smart. He respects them. And that's pretty cool. Alright, I have nothing else to say. Bye.